I'm Judge Faith Jenkins, and this is Divorce Court. All kinds of couples with problems come to me for advice.
Can I be in a relationship with someone that I really don't trust? Trust is lost in buckets and gained in drops.
Others need a lighter touch.
It's only been 3 years. You've been back together 7 hours and 12 minutes. I hope you can make it to dinner.
But most people just need some of my tough love.
You're problematic on many levels. You know nothing about commitment, monogamy, integrity, and loyalty.
Now, join me in Divorce Court for today's case.
She says her fiancé's obsession with meeting women is destroying their relationship. He says she's overreacting, and it's all just a big misunderstanding. Who's telling the truth? That's today's case on Divorce Court.
Court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Faith Jenkins presiding. Your Honor, as you know, we have a virtual audience and it's filled with your superfans. Today's superfan of the day is Jackie from Myrtle Beach, South Carolina.
Hello, Jackie. Welcome to Divorce Court. We're so happy to have you with us, you and your adorable friend.
Your Honor, this is a case of Hardeman versus Nellums.
Thank you, Juan. Miss Aaliyah Hardeman?
Yes, Your Honor.
You have brought Mr. Robert Nellums
Yes, Your Honor.
to Divorce Court today. I understand that the two of you have been engaged.
Yes.
You were going to get married.
Yes.
You were here because you are ready to call off the engagement.
Right.
Before you say, I do.
Yeah.
And also resolve some of your financial issues. You're suing for $650 and a car title. You are countersuing, sir, for $500 and a car.
Yes.
Okay, I'll start with you, Ms. Hardeman. Why don't you give me some background, ma'am?
Well, I brought Mr. Nellums here today because I'm tired of him lying to me, him cheating on me, and trying to make it seem like I'm a crazy person. I'm just insecure when it's him. So how can you make somebody seem like they're crazy when you have all these actions, really reactions to your actions?
What do you have to say about that, sir?
For me, I feel like it's just communication. No communication is the big deal. Like, if we communicate more and we can salvage everything that we have going. In my opinion. Yeah.
Okay. So why don't you tell me what's happening? Because you say you're reacting to the things that you've witnessed in the relationship. You've been engaged.
Right.
You've been together for 3 years.
Right.
What's happened? How have you gotten to this point?
So we got together initially before, we had broke up. I had went through his phone and he had messages where he's talking to females, calling them baby, calling them sexy, pretty much just things that he calls me. And what prompted me to start going through his phone was because we weren't having sex anymore. And you're sleeping in the living room, you're playing the game, we're not having sex anymore. So he's watching Netflix and stuff, and I would go through his phone, and I want to say I went through his phone a good 3 times. So I saw messages again, every single time, messages, you baby, sexy, this. So after a certain point, you can't just say I'm wrong for going through the phone. I keep finding things, so we had to break up, and we had split up, and we went through a break.
3 different times you say you found messages?
3 different times.
And what was going on there, sir?
She was distant from me. At that time, that was when when we first got together, it was kind of rocky. We got together by her taking me from a female, so that was us getting together was already...
Mind you, I didn't know that.
Excuse me, ma'am. What do you mean she took you from somebody?
Well, I was in a relationship with someone at the time when Aaliyah wrote me. We were working at the same call center. She wrote me on the work chat, said, would you like to sit next to me after lunch and all that? Then me and her started hanging out, and she, we together now, you know what I mean?
So you were in a relationship, you cheated. In the relationship you were in with Ms. Hardeman?
Yes.
Okay, because you're not a piece of property for anyone to take, right?
Correct.
You had your free will that you exercised.
Yes.
All right, I just wanted to be clear. So you were in a relationship. Well, they say how you start is how it ends in the end.
Right.
You started off knowing he was in a relationship?
No, I didn't.
He didn't tell
he
you.
wasn't
It was
honest.
something about Aaliyah that she really had me. I really felt like I loved her. We walked through the hallway and just crossed paths, met eyes, and I fell in love with Aaliyah. You know what I mean? So
you lied to her. She didn't even know you were in a relationship with somebody else?
Yeah, but not, yeah.
Okay, but you gonna come into court and say she took you from somebody that she didn't know existed?
Because she took me. She did everything. She knew what she wanted, and she came and got
woman's
it.
prize.
Okay, so that's how we started.
Yeah.
That's how we started.
Yeah.
You end up going through his phone a few times, finding these messages.
Right.
And tell me about these messages.
I went through his smartwatch when he was sleeping. I'm going through the watch. I see messages.
Everything is when I'm asleep.
If you were honest, it wouldn't be when you were asleep. Okay, so I'm going through the messages and stuff, and I'm looking, and I see that he paid a girl $100 for oral sex. And then in these messages, I'm seeing him like the girl giving him directions where to go, him asking, do I go here? Do I, just information that you guys linked together.
This was after the two of you got back together?
Yes, after we got back together.
I know that's not true, Mr. Nellums, because you said you were here today to prove your innocence.
And I submitted these messages also.
But no, look, when we were together, when we first got back with this little thing, right, it was nothing being spoke. When we broke up, we never really broke up. Like, we went, I'd say 6 months maybe without each other, but we always were messing with each other still, sleeping around, still doing everything, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So when she seen the Apple Watch messages and stuff, those were messages of when I felt like we weren't actually together. Like, everything that I've done wrong, I have admitted to. When she called me the first time when we did break up, I apologized for it. I admitted to everything.
So this was during a time frame where you say things were not on solid ground between the two of you?
No.
Yeah, in
you
my
admit to
opinion.
that? Let me see the messages. Can you let me hold $100? You respond, I mean $100, no problem, but I need you to do something for me, and you tell this person what you want them to do for you.
I didn't pay for oral sex, but
What do you call this conversation?
She said, let me hold. She was borrowing, and at the time, me and Aaliyah were on rocky roads. She wasn't pleasing me, and then that's...
So you said you would loan her the money
in
exchange if she would do something for you. And did she indeed do that, something?
Yes.
Did you ever get the money back?
Yes.
Okay.
He said I wasn't giving him oral sex enough, so I created a webcam thing, and then I started pleasuring him more using the camera, using it as a reason.
To do what, make money?
Yeah, so we're making money and he's getting what he wanted. Me doing this to please him, he wasn't pleasing me though.
What happens after this?
So with him, I had confronted him. I sent him a text message with everything that I found, and then he just pretty much blamed it on me and made it seem like it was my fault. He said I wasn't giving him oral sex enough, but he said that was the problem. So I took the initiative, started stepping up. I created a a webcam thing, and then I started pleasuring him more, using the camera, using it as a reason, waking him up just randomly, just all this stuff to
So he said it was your fault.
Said it was my fault, so I took it, okay, it could possibly be, okay.
Interesting.
And then still, because I love him, it's my best friend, so obviously I'm not just trying to break up, be done,
So what happened? You started a webcam. How does that relate to a webcam?
I was using that, to post and, all the stuff, so that's what I started the webcam.
To do what, make money?
Yeah, so we're making money and he's getting what he wanted. That's what he wasn't getting.
So that was an agreement. You knew you were going up on a site at this point?
Yes.
Okay, so you decide to go into that business together.
Right. But, with that, me doing this to please him, he wasn't pleasing me, though. I stepped up my game, trying to give him more, but I was still not getting anything,
Okay. What else did you find?
I went to a hotel because me and him were getting into it, and I went to a hotel, and he just wasn't we were talking, we were responding back and forth. Then out of nowhere, he just stopped responding. He stopped responding, and I want to say he didn't start responding till the following morning, but I was texting him hour after hour after hour, FaceTiming him, calling him. So at some point, I would have thought, within the middle of the night, you would have reached out something. Nothing. 10 o'clock in the morning is when he responds to me, and then he says he was asleep in the same spot, never moved.
Why weren't you responding?
I was asleep in the same spot where she left me.
Okay.
And then I also submitted the messages too, for me texting him and him not responding.
What time do you start the messages?
It was about, I want to say 7 that I
7 p.m.?
Yeah, that I was texting him and he wasn't responding.
Early night for you to turn in, sir.
8
Yeah,
p.m.
but no, I was by myself.
12,
I was
fakes.
drinking a little bit, and I went to bed.
Okay.
It was no...
And you respond the next day at what time?
As soon as I woke up, I see her tripping, I see all of this stuff, and I call her back, she don't answer.
And the fact that I'm still calling you and you're still not answering, it's 10 a.m., and you respond, are you serious? I've literally been laying here in the same spot. You are crazy.
She could have came back home, opened the door, and she would have seen me laying on the couch after sending all of these text messages and calls. She would have seen me on the couch, and she probably would have left back out.
Why did you, if someone's not responding to you, why do you keep, because I've seen all of the messages, there are probably 20 or 30 calls, text messages.
Right.
Why keep trying to reach out if they're not replying?
Because not only is he not responding, it's like I didn't know if he was okay. Like not only could you have been cheating,
But you didn't want to go back to the house? When you're in the same city, you weren't out of town.
I mean,
We
I
live
was
around
about
the
the
corner.
car, so for me to get back to the house, it would have took, a whole lot. So
Okay.
it just would have been a whole lot. It just wasn't normal behavior, and we're always together.
What do you think he was doing?
Cheating on me.
Were you?
No. I feel like she was just arguing with herself. She would send a message and reply to her own message. She not get a call, and then now she's sending a message to not getting a call. She just wants to argue with herself, I feel like. Because if she would have walked through the door, would have seen me laying on the couch in the same exact place when she left.
You're not only hurting me, it has to do with the kids too. It's not just me.
I love them kids. I taught him to walk. Like, when I first met them, they wasn't even walking. Love them kids.
The most important thing you can show kids is a functioning, happy relationship. If you'd like your case to be heard on divorce court, call us toll-free 1-877-311-2222 or log on to our website at divorcecourt.com. Missed a show? Watch full episodes on our streaming platforms and follow us on social media for exclusive content.
And then my kids, we're invested. My kids call him dada. He helped me raise my kids, so it's like, you're not only hurting me, it has to do with the kids too. It's not just me.
And how old are they?
They're 4. They're twins. So these kids are looking up to you. They're calling you dada. And then I submitted videos too.
What's this a video of?
Him with my kids.
I love them kids. I taught him to walk. Like, when I first met them, they wasn't even walking. Love them kids.
Since you've been together for a few years, and when did you decide to get engaged, and why did you propose?
It was last year when we first got back together after the big blow up and everything.
And you proposed.
Yes.
And why did you accept the proposal?
Because like I said, I was trying to look past the red flags, because he's my best friend, ultimately. Robert's my best friend, even when we were broke up. That's all I think about, only person I try to, get back together with, all that. It's just always him. So I just, I was just trying. I really was just trying for our family, and, I just wanted to get that back together.
You are suing for $650 and a title to a car. What is that for?
Because he bought me a car, and he's saying that I owe him money, but I feel like that I shouldn't owe him money if we've been, paying half on everything on your car, half on everything on the car that you purchased for me. We're going half on everything.
Well, who has the car right now?
He does. The title's in his name and everything.
So why are you suing for $650?
Because I want my money back from me helping him with his car if the car title is not going to be in my name, and it's not like it's mine, because it's like I'm helping you build up these cars, and then if I do decide to break up with you, let's not be together, neither one of the cars are in my name, so you could walk away. What am I supposed to say?
So the $650, was that to help purchase that car or for some repairs?
Repairs on the car.
There's no agreement that he would pay you back for helping him out, right? That's what you were doing. But did you give her a car that you now have kept or are keeping away from her?
I told her that I will buy her a car, because I'm part of a car club. So we get a certain car for the low. So when, I was telling her she liked my car, and I was like, I'll get you one. Yeah, my brother-in-law, I can get you one.
Did you give her the car?
No, I did not.
You never gave her the car?
Well, I did. Yes, she drives. She drove it before it's hers. When it gets back running,
But
she
you
drives.
kept it?
Yeah, but I just kept it in my name, because what if she just walks away today, and then next thing you know, I spent money on this car? You get what I'm saying? Okay.
And you're countersuing for $500 and a car. Tell me about that.
Because I want the car that we're talking about, I want that to be mine, and the $500 is, I don't know how much she made on this with or without me. I never received a penny from any webcam videos that we have done. I haven't received a penny, so I don't know how much she made. I rounded it off to 500.
Was there an agreement that the two of you would split the profits from
Yes,
this
when we
webcam
first started the webcam, we were laying down talking. Before we ever recorded a video, she was like, "Oh, well, we should start doing this. We can make some money. We can split it."
Okay, how much have you made?
Over $1,000.
Over $1,000, and you haven't given him any of it?
No.
And that was the agreement that you would split it?
No. It wasn't. I honestly had the page prior to me and him being together.
That was not the agreement?
No, it wasn't the agreement.
That he would get any part of this service that he's participating in?
No.
I'm a co-star on the
There
webcam.
really wasn't, no.
It's two people in these
Did you
videos.
talk about it beforehand?
Yes.
Because here's what happens. Here's what happens. Because you come into court and you don't have anything in writing, nothing's been discussed, no text messages to support it, but you want me to sort it out and say, yeah, you owe for this, you owe for this was the agreement, and I'm not going to do that. On the car issue, the car title is in your name. I have no further proof that this car actually belongs to you or that you were just using it. You're countersuing for a car. What is that for?
No, that was the car that she was speaking of, because it was like a gift, but the title was in my name. You get what I'm saying?
Okay, you kept it. So why are you suing for it?
She has the keys in the car. I need the keys in the car. I need the keys to
car
get
that's
the car.
outside our house.
You're telling me you gave her a gift, the car and the keys, but the title is in your name, so you want the car back. That's messy. But I would not expect anything less at this point. It's a gift. It belongs to her. Now, let's talk about the relationship. The most important thing you can show kids is a functioning, happy relationship. Right. If you're not going to do that, then you can be that role model to them, you can be that friend to them, and a positive influence in their lives. But it is much more important to you that your children see you show up as a great human beings in their life. That's more important than what your relationship status with him will ever be.
Right.
So don't feel compelled to stay in a relationship or even go forward in marriage when you're not ready just for your children.
Right.
When the relationship really isn't working the way you want it to work.
Right.
You understand, Miss Hardeman?
Yeah.
And I know I can feel that this is a very sensitive issue for you because your children are so young, they're 4 years old, and they've created this bond.
Right.
But you have to be happy. When you're talking about marriage, you're talking about a lifelong decision, and your children will know when you're not happy.
Right.
You have to get honest with yourself about who you are and what you really want and what your standards are. And if someone is in your life and they're not meeting those standards, it just means that they're not the person for you. Something else better is going to come for me down the road.
Right.
So, some of the happiest, before I got married, some of the happiest times in my life were when I was single and happy and living my life. And some of the saddest was when I was in a relationship giving me a headache.
Right.
You can do bad by yourself.
Yeah.
My advice to the two of you, because you can't go into a marriage with all of this, with all of these unresolved issues, it's not going to help. It is only going to hurt because when you get married, it only exacerbates the problems that are already there if you are unable to come to a resolution about how you feel about each other and the commitment and the trust. Yeah. If you really don't have trust, you don't have the foundation to move forward in a marriage. Right. So my advice is to stay single until you believe you have somebody in your life that is adding to the happiness that you already have. And when you do find that, be correct from day one, from the beginning, not later, because then you won't be trying to play catch up when it's too late. Good luck.
I still love him. Like, it's my best friend. Like, I can't just walk away and not be with him. Like, that's my best friend. Like, literally my best friend, so.
That is part my fault. Like, I have to reassure her that she is secure with me. I have to keep reinforcing that, and then eventually, maybe she'll let the past go. But I definitely feel like communication, like, tell me what to do and it'll be done. Like, I follow the recipe step by step.
You gonna stop lying?
I have been stopped lying.
No, you lie.
I've been stopped lying.
You lie. Say you lie. No, just say you lie. You lie.
All right, I lied.
You lie, right.
You don't believe
you
me.
Lie. Well, me personally, I'm gonna start like not instantly jumping to the deep end to think that he's automatically doing something wrong.
Communicate some more.
Communicate some more.
Communicate some more.
And not just get angry and go in the room and stop talking to him.
Yeah.